Hi everyone. I needed once to convert a universal Windows presentation application to Windows Presentation Foundation, and it contains some maps. And yeah, I had to convert those maps as well. And initially we thought about using some map islands. I posted that in another video, but we didn't go on with that solution as it was pretty complex. So we used the Windows Presentation Foundation maps, also the big maps, and I saw some differences that I want to share with you. Also some similarities. I'm gonna share those as well. And yeah, without further talking, let's go on a bit through the slides. I already said. So prerequisites: Windows 10. You'll have to have it. Again, I'm saying that you you have to purchase it or anyway somehow you need to have Windows 10 installed, otherwise it's not gonna work your blank your Universal Presentation Foundation application. And Visual Studio 2019 or higher, this you can download from the internet freely as community edition. Well, similarities: the same API works for both maps, for both user controls, I would say. You can work without it as well. You'll just gonna get a message as I'm gonna show you, and the same coordinates. So same coordinates means if you push a pinpoint to the map, the on one let's say Windows presentation map, the same and you want to display the same pin with the same coordinates, you're gonna get in the exactly same place. It's something that I wanted to mention. Differences. Now, reading all this slide doesn't really make any sense. You just can, what I would suggest, just take a picture or screenshot and put it on a screen or whatever. I'm just gonna show you in a demo. I'm gonna terminate the presentation of this PowerPoint slides here. And I'm gonna show you the solution where I'm gonna put, it's already running, both projects. It's a universal Windows presentation map and the Windows Presentation Foundation map. It's a .NET Core 3 application. Yeah, and I'm gonna show you right quick. Just gonna put this slide on on our screen so I can read it. So yeah, the first difference that I mentioned. Here you have Windows Presentation Map, Universal Windows Presentation Map. It's very confusing the names, but it is how it is. I said as a drawback from my point of view, a Windows Presentation Foundation map repeating countries. What do I mean by that? Let's let's look at Australia without any particular sympathy or antipathy for this country. Um, I'm just trying to zoom out. It works a bit hard. I don't know why. You will see that it's repeating the country, and you cannot do anything about it. I tried a lot of various things in the Windows Universal Windows presentation. It's not the same issue, and as you can see, the zoom out works pretty well. Um, and here, if you see those pinpoints, we'll talk about it a little bit later. You don't see him here in the North America. You just have to scroll a bit more, and then they appear. Here, it's not repeating. Of course, here a solution would be to set a maximum zoom out, but that means a bit of hard coding, and yeah, I don't like it. Okay, another thing that I'm saying, and that is a advantage in Universal Windows Presentation Maps, it has more map views. What do I mean by that? This is the road view, what you see in both. A road view means that it is this view. Let's try aerial, for instance, and that it's already prepared. Aerial 3D, because aerial you have also here. Let's try it, setting it mode. As you can see, it's not even displaying an auto suggestion. So, and again, we should have them. While this starts, I'm gonna also say another advantage. So this time on Windows Presentation Foundation Framework, um, language can be set. So you probably did in kilometers. As you can see here is in English. Um, this computer is set to German. So that's why you get some German names. I'll just have to switch it back to the road to see it. I wanted to say that you can set the language on Windows Presentation Foundation maps. Let's put it back so you can see what I mean. Uh, the default one should be road. Now should be back to road. If not, we're gonna set it explicitly. And I want to say that here in this main window, it's to Windows Presentation Foundation. So as you can see, this is set to English, and that's why you have Hudson Bay, Labrador Sea, where else? Pacific Ocean. While here you have Pacific Ocean, as you can see, it's in German. Again, let's go to the bay. Well, it was not translated. Labrador Sea. It's written differently. If you see, um, Labrador Sea and Labrador Sea. It's a bit different. Here it's in German, and I cannot do anything about it. Good. The next one, you'll have to install an SDK for the Windows Presentation Foundation, but last time was updated in 2015. I'm also getting an error for 20 for .NET Core. Let's try to. I'm just gonna show you what do I mean. So, in fact, I can go to Manage and Get Packages, installed. There you go. This is the latest version. As you can see, the date published. Whew, long time ago. In Windows Universal Windows Presentation Maps, you don't have to do anything. Okay, so what I want to mention and I have to deal with, you already seen it in the map. I'm gonna start. It's let's arrange it a bit. Um, Again, pay attention to Windows Presentation Foundation and Universal Windows Presentation. Here we have, these are called push pins, like this as well. And this is a polygon. All right, let's talk about a bit. The fact that you see here pin 1 and here is numerated 1, it's already done in the code for both platforms. You can easily, I'm saying, customize the appearance. I didn't want to get on that. From my point of view, the documentation is pretty clear for both controls. You can explore that if you're interested. What I want to interested is how they are seen. So here pins, push pins and polygons, this is a polygon, this rectangle right here, are treated as map children. They are different things, period. Here we have push pins, polygon, it's also polyline. We have other maps. These are called these two entities and other entities like are called point of interest. That's how they are treated in Windows in Universal Windows Presentation. All right. Um, okay. So far, this doesn't really make any sense. I'm just gonna show you in the code what I mean. Um, what is interesting is that how they are treated. So these are childrens of the map. We can add them to the map, and that means for everything we can define a event. For instance, if I click this one. Um, or this one, we know what we clicked. Here, these point of interest are added to the layer. So I'm going to show you this. A map in Windows presentation, in Windows Universal Presentation, contains layers. So that means that I'm going to show you what do I mean right now. I squeeze it too much. Um, okay, I'm just gonna draw it. I have no other option. Let's say this is a layer, and here I'm drawing, so let's say a pin, another pin, a polyline. Okay, it's not a face. Let's put another pin here, another pin. Okay, and we insert this layer to the map. We cannot insert directly a pin to the map or a polygon to the map. If we want to add another point of interest, let's say a pin, then we insert this to the map, and we can define the order of the layers that we want. This is a bit tricky. If we want, let's say, to know which one do I clicked, we know that we click the layer, but not really the object. So if you want to know which point of interest we click, we have to add for every point of interest a layer. Here, you see 1, 2, 3 was clicked. 4, it's a different layer. I'm going to show you right now what do I mean. So main window, let's go here. Um, Adding push pins. What do I done here in the universal Windows presentation? This is a map layer. No, a point of interest actually. The pin in this case. We set the coordinates. La 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 la. And at the end we add this to a map layer, and then we add this map layer to the map. So the first three pins, 1, 2, 3, are contained in map landmarks layer 1 and are added to the map. I wanted to do something specially to know when do I click the fourth pin. So in order to know that, you have to add a separate layer for the pin number 4. With the same goes with also the polygon, or the same coordinates from the pin. You can set to whatever you want. You have to add a map layer and put it to the polygon. What do I want to stress here is that you can see the locations and the labels of the map. You can make that happen, I suppose. But in Windows Presentation Foundation is not the same. You can set the opacity, but if you set the opacity, I'm going to show you what do I mean by that. Um, I know that this is a bit confusing. There are too many details, and I don't want to keep this video too long. So the best thing would be to just download this code and play with it. I wanted to mention that. It's yeah. Oh, that's why I don't find it, because I'm not looking in the right project. So polygon, and here is the opacity. Stop debugging. Yeah, opacity is from 0 to 1. I'm just gonna put it half, and you'll see. Here you go. Now you can see the location, but also what's behind of the map. So this is more if it's not actually the solution that we cannot obtain the same behavior. Just wanted to mention that. Yeah, that I think this is an important topic, and if you want to really understand it, I would encourage you to get the code and to play with it or try from the documentation. And this leads to the final point on differences. With such a pretty old SDK, I would say, you it is no longer supported for the Bing maps. Uh, looks like a year later, as you can see here. While the documentation for the Windows Universal presentation, it's still pretty good, and you can do a lot more things even in terms of view. Um, I'm just looking to show you something here on the documentation. I'll put it right. So apart from map modes, you can also show this, display street views. It's pretty cool if you're interested in. Okay, but at the moment, the future of the of the universal Windows presentation is pretty unstable. So you may say, okay, I'm gonna use Windows Presentation Foundation on these maps. That's still not recommended at the moment. I explained in another video why. I'll link it here as well. And also, it's not recommended under MSDN documentation. Anyway, that's it. That was for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.